Faith is like the remote for your TV. You'll find it when you least expect it. And this was very much the case for the people in the world after the bombs fell. For many, concepts like religion or a higher power died on the same day that the world did. Surely, they pondered, a God up above would not have allowed the world to be destroyed in the fires of atomic war. And much like its inherits themselves, old world religions faded away in the embers of this new world. However, the human brain will always need to rationalize the unrationalizable. And while most decried that the Great War was proof that there was no God, a small sect claimed that this was undeniable proof there was one. Indeed, the death, destruction and carnage were merely part of his grand plan. For these believers, the progenitors of the human race were not the biblical Adam and Eve. Instead, there was merely Adam, the creator and God of the Church of the Children of Adam. The church itself had its formation in the town of Megaton, approximately 100 years after the Great War. Manya Vargas, a 64-year-old resident of the town, claims that it had been founded by her grandfather, a collection of refugees, and a group of individuals who worshipped the bomb that gave the town its name. See, Megaton was built around an unexploded atomic bomb dropped during the Great War. By some miracle, or perhaps Adam's grace, it never detonated and remained intact, a live historical artifact in the world that its kind created. The church assisted the refugees in the construction of Megaton on the condition that the bomb itself would not be touched and left for their worship. And so, the Church of the Children of Adam found its roots and set up its first parish. Now, if you're unfamiliar with them, you might be wondering why on earth would these weirdos worship an atom bomb? And that's a very valid question that can be answered by the church's religious views. According to their beliefs, their god Atom is the source of all life and watches over the world and trillions of others. Their theory of creationism stems from the idea that within each atomic mass, a universe as unique and vibrant as our own resides, and when an atom is split, that universe also splits into two, and is referred to as division. With this newborn universe, the capacity to host billions, if not trillions of life forms is evident. And so in their mind, the Great War was not the horrific event that it was to most post-war residents. In their mind, it was a divine event, one in which every atom of every atomic weapon launched and detonated in every nation across the planet gave birth to incalculable new universes in an instant. The world in which we all inhabit then was bathed in Atom's holy glow, which is what they refer to as radiation. Radiation is also worshipped for the transformation and change it causes to individuals that encounter it. The children are essentially the embodiment of looking on the bright side of life. Radiation caused you to mutate and turn into a kangaroo rat creature? Wrong. Adam chose to bless you with the ability to navigate the new world in which he left for us all. Based on this, abolition of the self is highly promoted in the Church of the Children of Adam. The bodies that the children inhabit are simply seen as vessels with which Adam may transform them with his glow, or give birth to new universes if they do happen to die by radiation. The children of Adam place immense importance in revelations from Atom. This is one aspect of the religion which becomes a bit blurry even for the players, but some members stipulate seeing revelations that can be simply dismissed as normal events, such as a glowing rad stag or a vision of a radiation storm. It's not like there's not lots of those out there in the world. However, one of Adam's messengers, the Mother of the Fog, appears to the sole survivor after they drink from irradiated spring water, and directs them through a dreamlike, irradiated twilight world to obtain artifacts to prove their worthiness. It's hard to figure out if she's simply a Children of Adam who hides near the spring and reveals herself, or if she's a legitimate interpretation of Adam's greater power. However, she is seen as a saint for the Children of Adam, and shows their immense importance in revelations to guide their actions. Most interestingly, many members of the Children of Adam are immune to the adverse effects of radiation, and refer to this as Adam's blessing. These members are able to dwell in irradiated areas such as the Ground Zero crater for the bomb that destroyed Boston, without succumbing to radiation poisoning or death. It's unknown how this radiation resistance naturally came into being. It appears to be visible in members who were not born in the religion, such as Grand Zealot Richter. The Children of Adam declare that it's simply due to their God choosing them to inherit the world, and they use this to reinforce their claims to populate lands disputed by other factions, such as Far Harbor, declaring that Adam blanketed the land in its unique radioactive fog to pave the way for the faithful to inherit his domain. Nevertheless, not all the adherents to the faith are immune to radiation, yet they're still able to participate in the church. Their exposure to radiation means they constantly just need to medicate themselves with Radaway and Rad-X, However, this is looked as a form of penitence, namely scouring oneself of radiation to embrace Adam's glow anew. Of all the post-war religions in the wasteland, the children of Adam appear to be one of the most powerful, popular, and widely spread. Megaton is evidently an incredibly important site to them, given that the religion was founded within its walls, and it could even be considered as a holy city for the faith. Confessor Cromwell, who we know from Fallout 3, is referred to by adherents as Adam's great prophet, a full decade later. The fate of the children of Adam in the capital wasteland is unknown, however. The Brotherhood of Steel have nominal control over the region, and will speak openly about engaging in conflict with the group. Nevertheless, the faith has spread not only in DC, but also to Massachusetts and Maine. The game Fallout Tactics also stated that the faith has managed to even penetrate as far as Kansas City. Given the spread of the religion, multiple different groups have founded churches in the aforementioned regions, and while the core tenets of the faith remain the same, there can be some regional differences between the groups. The group that we have the most contact with is located in the nucleus in Far Harbor. Originally a sect located in DC, this group made their way to Far Harbor under their former leader, Confessor Martin. Fascinated with the mysterious radioactive fog that blanketed the region, the children of Adam began to believe that the island itself was a reflection of Adam's kingdom on Earth. The nucleus branch have a clearly defined hierarchy and organized individual roles within its society, but it's unknown if this structure was brought with them from DC, or if instead it was one that they had formed on their own. At the highest branch, the leaders are referred to with titles such as High Confessor, or Confessor for males, and Mother for females, with a chain of command following in place. The second in command would be the chapter's Grand Zealot, the leader of the militant arm of the faith, who would assume command in the necessary circumstances. The Grand Zealot themselves would also have a second in command, who assists with training soldiers of the faith and defends them against heretics and blasphemers. Specialist roles are also seen within the organisation. The sole survivor can be designated the rank of Inquisitor for their role in protecting the community and locating heretics to the faith. So based on this, there's ultimately not a one-size-fits-all for the modus operandi of the Church of the Children of Adam. Individual leaders can assert their will on the flock and may deem something that was previously fine heretical, or something that was previously heretical to now be sanctioned. For example, High Confessor Cromwell, the great prophet of Adam, espouses teaching of tranquility and peace, claiming that the core of Adam's philosophy teaches us peace, that we must educate the curious and work towards alleviating their ignorance, that we must teach them to accept the glory of the division of the past and to seek glory of the division that is to come. In contrast, High Confessor Tectus, who ironically holds Cromwell in very high regard, has a violently militant stance against non-believers, declaring them to live in bastions of heresy. And this hostility seems to be the mainstay with the Children of Adam sects located in the Commonwealth, as these groups will fire upon harmless travellers without warning in order to bathe them in Adam's righteousness. The exception to this stems from another group located in the Commonwealth. The group led by Mother Isolde practices a more neutral form of worship. The group is willing to trade and converse with the rare outsiders who do make it all the way out there, but this is partly due to their belief that Adam had guided them there for a purpose. Otherwise, why else would a normal person seek out the crater of an atomic bomb? The group even assisted the super mutant Brian Virgil, however, they do keep a watchful eye out in case he seeks to harm Adam's will. Beyond this, the religion is even so powerful that it has its own heretical sect, being called the Apostles of the Holy Light. This offshoot came about due to disagreements with the Children of Adam over two core foundations. One, they're against the division via violent means such as exploding atomic warheads, preferring instead to be slowly irradiated. Two, they believe that ghouls are the next stage in evolution, seeing their radiation resistance as a gift from Atom. But this is in direct opposition to the standard Children of Adam doctrine that ghouls, and especially ferals, are creatures stuck in a form of purgatory, having unfinished business with Adam in this world. However, again, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. Confessor Cromwell, the so-called Great Prophet, revered the ghoul Gob, as he saw him as marked by Atom. And the Children of Adam found at the Kingsport Lighthouse also hold a glowing one in the lighthouse itself, feeding and worshipping it for its innate radioactive power. Ultimately, one of the most interesting things about the Church of the Children of Adam is that it perfectly embodies the human concept of trying to move on with things. The worst thing to ever happen in human history was able to be looked at in the lens of being a glass half full. In the Children of Adam's minds, Yes, the Great War did destroy the old world, but the division of so many via atomic warfare gave birth to untold millions of new worlds and lives in universes beyond our conception. Adam is looked at as not only the god of this world, but the Lord and Saviour of all others. And unlike many other post-war or even pre-war religions, there is a slightest spark that Adam, or at least some deity, may actually exist. As mentioned previously, many children of Adam received his gift, namely immunity from radiation poisoning. And it's unknown exactly how this immunity manifested precisely. Has it been a genetic trait passed through the generations of children of Adam worshippers, or is it just a randomly occurring mutation? Non-children of Adam members are shown to possess the gift, such as the previously mentioned Grand Zealot Richter, who was an Enclave soldier who survived when his whole squadron had died. However, he was quickly rescued by Tectus and the other Adamites, almost by chance, or perhaps divine intervention. And of course, there is a logical explanation for the radioactive immunity to develop in human beings. The studies by senior scribe Nariah in the Brotherhood of Steel analyse why some mammals are able to develop it, but it's interesting that a religion that claims that radiation is a good thing have adherents who are not harmed by it. When Confessor Tectus states that Far Harbor, the unnatural radioactive hellscape that it is, was gifted to them as Adam's kingdom, it's easy to understand how they'd come to this conclusion. No other normal human settlement would survive better there than they could. Not even the stubborn Far Harbormen, who have been there for generations. And not only that, but there is a small chance Adam is able to send messages in his name to those he deems worthy. As previously mentioned, there's a presence, a spirit, or a person known only as the Mother of the Fog. And they appear as an otherworldly spectre, fading in and out of existence, with the landscape usually draped in the pale green of his kingdom. The faithful of Adam believe her to be a holy icon and messenger for their God, who guides the chosen in the path that he's laid for them. And she evidently is real. The player directly interacts with her, and the children of Adam hold her essentially as a divine figure. And interestingly, it was she who led them to the nucleus originally, when they were driven from Far Harbor, having been on the island before they even arrived. And so, in conclusion, we don't know if Adam is actually real. However, the important thing is that the children of Adam do. And as the Wasteland's fastest growing religion, the group no doubt will begin to exert more dominance and influence over the Waste as they grow more numerous, powerful, and zealous. But as they say, the unworthy have nothing to fear. Even those that deny Adam's glory still hold a purpose to the Bright Lord. And if they cannot be made to see his will manifested in this world, the faithful of the children of Adam will be more than happy to bathe the unbelievers in glorious radiation. The explosion of their bodies will unleash millions of worlds and allow them to become one with Adam, now and forever.